I don't know for sure. but if I had
I could be wrong.
But if I had to guess,
It'd be around there.
It'd have to be 80, 90%.
78.9. Live on YouTube.
We're live on the YouTube.
Live on the Facebook.
Good morning. Good Monday morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How was your weekend?
Good, great.
How was your weekend, GTT?
You know, my weekend was swell. We did a lot of family stuff. I went on a hike. Does anybody like to hike?
Does anybody?
Well, let me tell you why you need to go on the reason why you need to go on a hike is we're made to be outdoors. And whenever you're outside, there's something about being out there that lowers anxiety. And then when you're active on a walk for like an hour, it has been said it's more effective for your brain than like somebody taking antidepressant medication. It really helps people that maybe they're feeling down, maybe they're feeling blue, they're just down in the dumps. Going on a walk and then being outside. I mean, we went to Percy Warner Park. We took the dog. We took Luck.
He enjoyed it.
He loved it. He loved it. But have you ever been to Percy Warner Park? Have you, Rabbit?
Where is that?
It's in like past Bellmead. It's in a very, very wealthy part of Nashville where it's like old money, lots of trees. If you like trees and if you like high character things, I would definitely recommend to go. We're going to go to maybe Radnor Lake. I like to be around water. I like to see Lucky get in there and splash around, get out and run crazy. But we had a good time. And, of course, Notre Dame beat Clemson. That made my weekend even gooder. Big win.
Can you reenact your reaction after that last play of y'all winning?
I did get a little emotional. Everybody's asleep in the house. The game was late. And I did get a little loud, but my wife was already in there asleep. It was a little emotional because Notre Dame has not won a big game since 1993. Were you born in 1993?
I wasn't.
You weren't? What year were you born?
95.
Good Lord. Man, I remember 1993 watching this game.
I remember they beat USC one year.
When? They have beat them, but not like this. Not when USC was a powerhouse. They never touched them. 2005 is the Bush push where they almost won and they got the moral victory. But 1993 was the last time they beat Florida State. Then the next week, they beat number one Florida State. Then the next week, they lost to Boston College.
Unranked.
Well, they beat number one. They beat number one Clemson last week, and they got Boston College this week. It's going to be very interesting. Hey, what you allow is what will continue. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. Friday, I went to the doctor. I told y'all, hey, I already know what he's going to say. And I'm relieved. I'm glad it's over. But I knew what I'd been eating. Knew I'd been drinking. It got to the point like on Wednesday, I would say on Monday I'm not drinking. And then Monday I wouldn't. Tuesday I wouldn't. Then Wednesday I'm like, shit, I'm going to have a drink. Then Thursday and then Friday. Then I would say, well, I'll start again on Monday. So I'd drink Saturday and Sunday. And I'm not talking about a lot. I'm talking like just 2 drinks. But whenever I drink 2 drinks, my willpower goes away. And then I might eat some ice cream. Or then I might get something else. So I've really been doing this for a while. And I haven't gained a lot of weight, but I've gained enough to where I'm back up to almost 230 pounds, which is way too much for me because I'm type 2 diabetic. So before I went to the doctor that day, I knew I was right around 228. And I'm like, well, the last time I went, I was 225. So maybe my numbers won't be that much worse than they were the last time I was in there. Hey, my wife is on here screaming Taco Bell. But I went in there, and I've got a doctor who is extremely intense. There is no bullshit in this guy's game at all. He is overly direct, and he does not care what you say. And I walked in, I'm waiting on him, I'm a little nervous, And whenever I get there, I want to see my numbers. He's got like on a little sheet of paper. There's like 2 or 3 pages, and I can look at my numbers before he gets in there. And the nurse is like, "No, he's got them." And I'm like, "Well, usually they're just sitting in here." She's like, "Well, I'm sorry, he's got them today." So he comes in, and this is what he says to me. "Hey, this is an X-rated show. What the fuck has happened to you?" That was his first words. That's what he said. I'm like, "Well, you tell me, you got the notes." So he sits me down. He's like, "Man, this is the worst it's ever been for you." And I'm like, "Really? But we're going to fix it." Then I'm like, I was sitting there thinking the worst. You know, I go in there and I get a lot of anxiety thinking about you. Whenever I go to the doctor, whenever I go to the dentist, whenever I go anywhere, I battle cancer. They're going to find something in my teeth. So or whenever I went in there, "Hey, your white blood cells." I mean, doing your blood work exposes a lot of things. I was thrilled that the only thing wrong was this high blood sugar, which will lead to a lot of problems in your life. I am type 2 diabetic, and that never goes away. You do not, even if I were to lose 25 pounds and my blood sugar levels, my A1C goes back below 5.7 is where when I got really, really skinny, my A1C is a way they track your blood over the last 90 days. And my number at one time was 5.7, which is really, you could really say that's not a diabetic. Then it started sneaking up to them 6s. Hello, 6, Mr. Six-Pack. The last time I went, and then I haven't been back in 2 years, it was 7.1. And he put his foot down. He's like, "Dude, if you come back in here like this again, you're going to go on all these meds." He opened up his little lab coat, and they're all sitting there like for sale. I'm just kidding. But he was saying, you're going to have to go on these medications. And the reason why I don't want to go on all these medications is I believe they lead to more problems later on in your life. So I don't want to do that. So I showed him by not going for 2 years. And my first day back was on Friday. So A1C 5.7, 6.1, 6.5, and then we're into the 7s. I went in there on Friday, and he opened it up after asking me what happened to me. 9.5. 9.5, that right there over time. Like, he's like, "Hey, well, I'm just going to be blunt with you. If you don't get this under control, what it attacks is your pancreas, your liver, your kidneys. Next thing you know, do you know anybody that does dialysis? Do you know anybody?"
I mean, working in that nursing home, we had some residents that were young, really too young to be in a nursing home because they were only in their 50s.
Were they diabetic? I bet they were.
60s. They were both diabetic.
So for me, what I was allowing to continue, it just continued. And for me, like I can get on a diet, but if I get off my diet, and he even said this, he's like, "Man, you're very extreme. Like you're all in or you're like all out." So I could, like, if I'm on a diet and a pizza shows up, and if I eat one piece, you've seen this, one piece multiplies into the box. It's like I can't even stop. It's like whenever you're diabetic, it's like a crack addict getting a little hit of crack. It's like you're addicted. So say what?
Peer pressure.
It ain't the peer pressure. I've seen dialysis. Not pretty. Zena's on here. Tell Zena how you lied this morning when you get home. Tell her, "Hey, yeah, I told Tommy."
I told Tommy the biggest lie this
Yeah, you just straight up lied to me. But see, what you've got to, where I've got to get to is if I allow this to continue, I'm 47 years old. In my 50s, like Shawan's saying, it's going to be a very miserable life. Where do I want to be? Do I want to live with discipline today or live with misery in the future? Hey, I got to go over here to get a kidney. I mean, that's really what happens whenever you're on this trajectory that he was saying that I was on. 9.5 A1C is like an extremely dangerous. And the problem is I've gotten to where I can kind of live with it. As far as how I feel, I don't even know how bad I feel. Now, over the next couple of weeks, and I start eating better, I'm going to start feeling different. But man, I've been having headaches. Headaches is high blood sugar causes headaches. You ever notice that? Do you know that? Your wife, she may be experiencing some of this. It's very common for girls or ladies that get pregnant. It's called gestational or some kind of diabetes. But you have to pee a lot. You're grouchy. You're tired. Like I'm going in there and laying down all the time. But hey, how long will this continue if I don't make a change? It'll just keep getting worse. So how many of you are having things in your life that are continuing, even though you know you need to stop them, but you're allowing it? It could be different things outside of your health. There's other things that you could be doing. It could be your finances. It could be your relationships. Some people, the problem is some people are ignorant and they don't know these things are happening and they don't listen. Some people like me know it, but couldn't stop it. So this morning, whenever I woke up, I had to take some medicine. And me and Nick went to the store the other day to get my medicine. I was just embarrassed. I'm here to get this. And I know they're looking at it like, damn, this old dude's out of shape. He ain't taking care of himself. Comes back, I've got all these pills now in a big old box. I hate it. I hate it because I know I could have prevented it. You know, that's what's so bad. You know, my wife. You have to take care of you so you can take care of others, your wife and kids. Yeah.
But if you get back on the right track,
That's right.
do you still have to continue to take the pills? Or?
No, because the first time I went in there and this was discovered, I got off of it within 6 months. I went from 247 pounds down to 200 pounds in 6 months.
So you got some newborn motivation.
Well, I'm not as motivated as I was the last time. I'm a little chapped about that. Why am I not more motivated? See, if I don't make these changes, I'm going to go back in there and it's going to be a similar result. What's going on in your life right now that needs to change, but you're kind of like, you know how. How serious are you going to take it? Most people, though, they can't look into their life, into the future. I can. I feel like I have the ability to look, hey, what is it going to be like at 53 years old where my wife's pushed well? She probably left me because I'm fat. You can't give up. Oh, look, she's getting scared. She's going to be wheeling me around in a wheelchair.
You're going to have an oxygen tank.
Hot oxygen tank. Give me this, give me that. See, I ain't going to let that happen. So starting today is my new day to get focused on this.
Sometimes I think, you allow things to continue to happen because you're really, other things in your life are really taking, I guess, maybe not more importance, but I don't know, just like you were talking about, if it's, it doesn't have to be healthy, it could be finances, you know that you don't need to buy these things, but yet in the moment,
Can't stop it.
you can't stop it. It's not your focus is, but your focus is really somewhere else. And usually, if you allow things to keep going, there is some type of enjoyment in it. For you, we know. For that person that spends too much, it's I don't know. So it's there's enjoyment in it somewhere.
For me, I like to sleep.
I think it all goes back to the way you do one thing.
It is. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. How long am I'm off track in a lot of areas. So I've got to get more disciplined. So I'm trying to dress a little better. Even tuck my shirt in a little bit today. So it is the way. It's all about habits. You start developing these habits that help everything. Like one habit may be the catalyst that changes everything. Getting up, showered, came in here, shirt on. I don't know how long I don't know the last time I washed these blue jeans, but hey, I'm getting there. We're a work in progress.
You feel better this morning, don't you?
I do feel a little better. I do. So now you got to just go one. You got to commit to doing one thing, and then you expand on that. So, where are we going to lunch?
5 points.
Who wants some pizza today? See, I can't even think about that right now. And here's what's crazy: if you get in the habit of not eating like shit, you don't crave those things. I've been sneaking into Stephen and Shawan's office. Where's the Almond Joys?
The Reese's.
Where are Reese's Cubs? Getting them, man, that stuff is just terrible for me. Going in there and getting them. If y'all see me doing that, y'all need to call me out.
Not everybody can be
I'm
one
going
of
to
them.
tackle your ass.
Just say, dude, what are you doing, man? Do you not believe in yourself? Do you not want to be here in 5 years, in 10 years? Is that what you're doing? My dad died of a heart attack at 38 years old. and that is what's created a lot of health anxiety for me. One of the leading causes of health or heart disease is type 2 diabetes. See, I'm like just walking around like allowing all this stuff to keep happening. But I'm putting my foot down on it. So, y'all, I need everybody to hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? Hey, dude, what are you doing? Don't let Steven come in here and start tempting me with stuff. Get you one of these. I like Big Tommy. I like Big Boy. So, hey, it will continue. It will continue unless I put my foot down on it. It will continue to get worse. Other areas of my life will get worse too if I don't do something about this. And I'm the kind of person that I need to really call myself out on these things, because if I don't, I keep it inside and then I go to outlets. If I don't confront things and if I don't talk about things, what I'll do is I'll start having an outlet. I'll go here. Stress, anxiety, and my outlets might be a Gentleman Jack, might be an Almond Joy, it might be pizza, but that's where my outlets are. So I confront these things.
Do you think you could change your outlet to be a positive outlet?
Yeah.
Instead of a negative one?
Yeah, of course you can. Everything, you're in control, being in control, making the decision, of course you can. But right now, I've got to accept the fact I've allowed this to happen. I'm accepting it. It's my fault, it's my responsibility to fix it, and I'm going to fix it. I will fix it. But yeah, yeah, definitely you can. I've done it before. That's another reason why I'm not on the panic button, is because 2012, I've done this. I did it back then. And I know I can do this. So
What was your motivator then? The fear?
I was scared to death then. I'm not as scared now because maybe there's a little calmness because I know I can do this. 2012, man, I was terrified. Like that doctor, same guy, scared the hell out of me. I mean, he's a very intimidating little guy.
Who's your doctor?
Dr. Cote. And the other night I was with some friends and I was telling people like how intense my doctor was, and Melanie Rooker said, "You go, Dr. Cote?" I'm like, "I do." "Me too. I love him." I was telling Ronnie Martin about how intense Dr. Cote is, and he's like, "That's where I need to be." That's I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna get in there.
I am too.
I mean, if you want a doctor that's going to talk to you like, I mean, the Bobby Knight of doctors, I mean, he is literally going to call you. You're going to need to go from there to like a psychologist after you leave there. He is that. I mean, he's that intense. But I need that. We all respond to things different. I respond to people calling me out, and I'm like, okay, because that's just the way I'm wired. So everybody have a great day, and just know this. Believe this. What you allow is what will continue, no matter what it is. Like Shawan's saying, hey, if you're a gambler, with your money, just giving your money away. If it's with your health, if it's with your relationships, if it's with your work ethic, all these things will continue. And one day you're going to wake up and say, what happened? Have a great day.